not a fan of Mr. Vinod Rai, who not just sort of put the 2G and the telecom licenses on the national headlines, but also the coal scam that you have since long argued was not a scam. You have also said Vinod Rai should apologize to India and to his colleagues.
I have not said that he should apologize.
Something like that.
I have said that he knows why he did what he did, because he didn't act like a CAG. He actually acted like an accountant. He writes a book, not just an accountant, but I think he acted like an accountant. Why? Because a CAG will go into evaluating each of the mines and come to conclusions. You can't have generalities. You can't have this is the cost of mining, because cost of mining varies from 300 rupees per ton to 3,000 rupees per ton, depending on where the coal is. And you can't say this is the average cost of mining and thereby this is the return, and you say this is what is the notional loss. It doesn't work that way. He did that. More importantly, I think, after having committed that wrong, I don't think he did it consciously, but whatever may have been the reason, he goes to the media, or his team goes to the media and announces in the media. The job of a CAG is to submit the report to the parliament, not go to town with it, not go to media with it. That created an atmosphere which I suffered. You know, when I was coal secretary, no officer wanted to commit himself on the file. We did coal block auction. In some of the files, the initial recommendation was by the Secretary Government of India. It has never happened earlier.
So you're saying there was an environment where no bureaucrat wanted to put his or her name on the file?
Absolutely.
So governance and the decision making
suffered. It suffered.
Why do you think Vinod Rai did what he did?
I don't know. He will have to answer that question. I'm surprised, because he was known to be an honest, efficient officer. Why he did what he did, only he can answer. I can't say.
How would you describe, looking back with the benefit of hindsight? Because at that time, there was this sense of the Manmohan Singh government being under siege, one scam after another. Now, many years pass, these cases go to court. They're not able to stand, as it were, in court. Everybody agrees that Mr. Gupta, as the former coal secretary in particular, was treated unfairly. When you look back at Vinod Rai, like if you met Vinod Rai just now, what would you say to him about that time?
I will ask him this question that you have asked me. Why did you do what you do? I'll ask him.
Who do you think he let down?
Everybody. He let down the entire bureaucracy. Forget anything else. I have seen personally the consequences of what he did. Not many people know that, because I was right there. After the devastation that he caused, I was in that ministry. It was like walking into a graveyard. CBI after officers, after files. It was a shocker, absolutely. Yes, there were wrongs committed.
I was just going to say that there were, let's not pretend that
absolutely
everything was hunky-dory, that there wasn't policy manipulation, that there wasn't corruption.
There was corruption, there were wrongs done. But he should have gone into the details of identifying what was wrong, not coming in with general statements. So this mine could have been wrongly allocated. This mine could have been wrongly allocated. Fix the responsibility of why it was done. It can't be across the board. Look at what happens thereafter. Mr. Rai says after 2004 all mines should be cancelled. Supreme Court goes to 90s and does it. I mean, how do you do that? So it caused so much devastation because the environment that it got created. That is why, there are so many CAG reports. Even now you have CAG reports. They'll keep coming. It's a question of how they are positioned. It's the positioning that was.
And how do you think he positioned it?
He went to town.
So you think he did it for publicity?
He shouldn't have. That only he knows. I don't want to comment on my impression. Only he knows why he did it.
The consequence was
devastating.
Because decision making stopped.
Yes. And I have said that.
And that's obviously not the case today. You have a very decisive leader.
Absolutely. In any case, during that time, many decisions were not being taken.
Right.
And you have another CAG report. That's why the PLG was set up. I was asked by the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister that you fast-track decisions. At a time when all scams were breaking out. I was called and I was asked to join the Cabinet Secretariat, head the project monitoring group to fast-track projects at a time when scams were breaking out.
And then?
And then it happened. We managed to demonstrate that you can clear projects despite all this. We facilitated clearance of 5 lakh crores worth of projects.